Hello, my name is host Eric. Welcome to Talking with Famous People. And we have on the line one adorable cloud, and he is going to be typed by us right now. I don't know your familiarity with some of the typing videos in the past, adorable cloud, but if you encounter questions that you have heard before or would like to skip, feel free to skip questions. I've actually got quite a few questions that I could ask, but all right, so let's start with this one. You're working at a box factory, or at least you've applied for a job at a box factory. Now, at this box factory, initially you're told, okay, you've got a job. They all pay the same, and you can choose between the following three jobs. You can be the guy who carries the boxes around from place to place. Basically, you're a delivery person for boxes. You can be the guy who goes out and acquires the items that from a list that somebody gives you that you need to acquire to put into the boxes. Or you can be the guy who designs the different box shapes. Which of those three jobs do you want?
So the first one is basically I deliver the boxes, and the second one is I get the stuff to put in the box.
And the third one is you design the box shapes to match the size of the things that are on the list.
I would take the second one.
Okay. Now, let's say the second job you discover as you start to do it that it involves talking to a lot of people. That you find you have to talk to one person, and they say, let's talk. You need to go talk to this other person. You go talk to them, and then they say, okay, well, we need to arrange this thing. You go talk to them, and you find that it's a fairly complicated process involving lots of interpersonal communication with people face to face. Does that make you? Are you okay with that new development in this job, or would you prefer now to go back to a different job?
What kind of interaction? Just a lot of I just go up to them, and if I just talk to them about whatever it is I'm trying to do at the time, or
Hi, Barbara. It's me, Adorable Cloud again. Yeah, listen, I talked to Steve. Steve was a little bit wishy-washy about this whole thing, but I told him I needed this price. We have to have it done by Tuesday. There's got to be a way for me to get down to that warehouse and get this object. It needs to go in the box. I work at the box
I'll get a different
factory.
job.
That's my job. What?
I'll get a different job.
Okay. So now you've got a choice between the guy who delivers the boxes, the guy who designs the boxes, and the guy who determines which objects to get to put into boxes. So you have a new added choice to the two previous choices. Which do you choose?
I'll take the second one.
Okay.
I'll
Cool.
design the boxes.
Okay. Are you better at singing songs or drawing pictures?
Sorry, what was the first one?
Singing songs or drawing pictures? Are you better at singing songs or drawing pictures?
Drawing pictures.
Okay. Is truth created or discovered?
Discovered.
Which of the following statements more are you likely to resonate with? Number one, I'm fine, I'm not fussy, but those people over there could be a little bit fussy, so I'm going to make sure they're cool, everybody else is cool, and then it'll be fine. Or those people can worry about their own emotions. I'm worried about how I feel about the situation.
The first one, and I heard that question before, so I already know the answer.
Okay, cool. Anybody else have any questions they'd like to ask? We haven't really asked any S questions.
What's the drawing pictures, singing songs supposed to be about?
Well, I think certain types correlate with visual or auditory.
Okay.
It's not 100%, but it's a good indicator usually.
Okay.
All right, well, let's ask an S question then here. How likely are you to leave small objects at home when you leave the house for work or school?
Pretty likely.
Okay. If there's an instance where fairness requires somebody to get hurt, are you going to side with fairness or against getting hurt?
Against getting hurt.
Um, if you're working at a job and your boss is a weird boss, he likes to play weird games on you, and he asks you, I need you to do a job. You've got two choices. You could either have a list of the exact steps of things you need to do, but no idea of what it is you're ultimately accomplishing, or you could have a clear indication of what you're trying to accomplish, but no instructions on how to do it. Which do you prefer?
I would like to know how to do it.
Anybody? Questions?
I can only repeat the last one about the time. If you're good at schedules and not procrastinating.
Are you a procrastinator?
I'm a huge procrastinator.
How do you think you'll feel about your life in 3 years?
I don't have an answer for that one.
I got my guess. Anybody else want to guess first? Or let's before you do. You, first of all, let me ask you this: do you know the answer to? I mean, do you have it? Do you know your own type? Don't say what it is, but do you know it?
I do know what my own type. I have gotten 2 different answers before, but I do know which one I am.
Okay. Anybody else want to guess or ask questions? Let multiple of us guess before you tell us the answer, okay?
For some reason, I think ISTP.
Okay, there's one guess, ISTP. What else do we got? Anybody disagree with her? ISFP says, who said that?
Not host Mark.
Not host Mark. Okay, not host Mark says ISFP.
Second, ISFP.
JMatt says ENTJ. I third the ISFP. I'm going ISFP.
It's always something.
Now, is that because I couldn't answer the where my life would be in 3 years?
Yeah, for me, mostly that has a lot to do with it. But, I mean, your other answers were not inconsistent with it. They were not inconsistent with it. So, I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's a lot of it, yeah.
I zoned out during that question, so that was not a factor in mine.
I think that was pretty unfair for you guys because I am not an IS whatever. I just really don't have an answer for that in 3 years. So.
Well, it wasn't unfair. I mean, we're not trying to be fair. We're not trying to cast aspersion on you.
I kind of knew when you asked that question that it was going to be where you might end up. So,
okay.
But I'm not.
Oh, you're saying your answer was unfair. I see.
Yeah, my answer was unfair to you guys.
Okay. Well, okay, so what are you? INTP?
Yes.
INTP. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that makes sense as well. You're an INTPs are not necessarily going to give you the most revelatory answers. You know what I'm saying? So that makes sense. Okay.
I think it's a little longer for accuracy.
Right. Anybody want to have any final comments regarding the typing of Adorable Cloud before we end this video? Okay. He'd make a good ENTJ, says JMatt. You would. You really would make a good ENTJ. You should consider changing types. Thanks for watching Talking with Fitness, people. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese.